We all know that wired component system is one of the best home cinema system that you can ever have. Now in that wired component system, there are two options as well. One is to go with an AV receiver and just buy speakers connected to them. And the second option is to have a AV receiver or a processor along with a separate power amplifier to drive the speakers. Now which one out of these two is the best option? A logical answer will always tell you to go ahead with the power amplifier separate as the better setup, because with a different power amp you get more power which is required for the speakers and it covers more room. But it's not just that. In our today's video, I Tanmay Mehta, your home cinema consultant or home theater wale bhaiya, is going to help you understand whether you should really buy power amplifiers or can just live without it. Now I have simplified this video in 4 different sections for all of you. First one is, why is power amplifier required when you already have an AV receiver doing the job of giving power? Well, to understand this, let us first understand how does an AV receiver work. AV receiver is nothing but a compiled unit which has got all the possible specifications or features inside the cabinet. For instance, it is helping your Bluetooth work, it is helping run the Wi-Fi connection, it is helping you run the digital signal processor that is built in to take care of your signal processing, and lastly, it has got an amplification unit which takes care of distributing the power to the respective channels. Now, when your AV receiver is performing all of these 4 tasks simultaneously, don't you think it is not going to perform to its fullest capacity in one area? Well, that area that I'm talking about is the power amplification unit. Now, when your AV receiver has got other things to deliver along with the power amplification, it is not going to be at its best, and that is why adding a power amplifier takes that load away from the AV receiver, and AV receiver can now be only responsible for doing what it does the best, that is doing the job of signal processing, whereas a dedicated power amplifier can now take care of giving power to all your speaker channels. If this is very clear to you, let us move on to the next section, which is about mandatory ports that you need to have in your AV receiver back panel to connect an external power amplifier. Now the reason why I want you guys to pay attention over here is because power amplifier, as good as the purpose may be, it may not be for everyone. And the reason why I am saying that, well, most of the AV receivers that we all use today do not have the support of connecting an external power amplifier. So the mandatory port that you need to first check in your AV receiver is that whether it has got a pre-out for your speaker channels. How does a pre-out look? Well, this is what a pre-out looks like in an AV receiver. Now some of the AV receivers might have pre-out only for the front left and the front right channel. Some of the AV receivers will have pre-outs only for extra height or extra surround channels, and some of the AV receivers will have pre-outs for all the channels. Now in these cases, based upon the number of channel that your pre-out support is available at the back panel, you can go for a power amplifier according to that suitable number of channels. Now that we know that why power amp is required and the mandatory ports that your AVR needs to have to support a power amp, let us also look at some of the main reasons to buy a power amplifier. Now as the word suggests, power amplifier is all about power, and we all know that adding a power amp will boost the power requirements of my speakers or of my room, and it will cover a longer distance. But to be very honest with you, power amplifier is not just about power. It is about more detailed and clear power that the power amplification can provide to your speakers. And by doing that, what you will start feeling is that the same speaker, when connected with an AV receiver, if it was performing something like this, well, with an additional power amp, it is now going to perform something like this. Now in both these clips, one of the biggest difference is not just about adding a power. You can actually start feeling the different layers of sound. You can start getting that clarity of sound. You can start feeling the punch that you should get from the speakers. And for doing all of this, a power amplifier is required. And to sum it up, some of the major highlights or benefits of having a power amplifier are less total harmonic distortion, more signal to noise ratio, and the support to drive low impedance speakers. With all of these three wins, a power amplifier, now we know, is a must have in any configuration, irrespective of the room size. I am sure by now you are convinced as to why power amplifiers are something that people are using in their home cinema setups or hi-fi setups to enhance the quality of audio. And if I need to add a power amplifier to my home cinema system, which ones should be my go-to model? Now, some of the models that you can always consider, which are budget friendly as well as can work with maximum number of speakers, are from Marantz. Then we have Emotiva, which is very popular power amplifier company. The Basic series especially is one such series which has got models starting from 2 channel, 3 channel, 5 channel, all the way up to 7 to 9 channel of power amplification. And then we also have NAD or NAD as some people would like to call it. Their power amps are also quite nice. And if at all you are willing to take a little higher step, then one of the companies that we had recently interviewed, which is Rotil, is also something you can look at for getting a good output from your speakers. So if you want to design some amazing home cinema setups or home cinema rooms, then don't forget to hit the link above as well as the one shared in the description. And if you have got some more queries, then feel free to put them in the comment section. That's it from my end. I, Tanmay Mehta, your home cinema consultant or home theatre wale bhaiya, will see you again in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to hit the like button in case you found this video valuable.